Dear students, I am Dr. R. Koteshwaran, Associate Professor, Department of Instrumentation and Control Engineering of St. Joseph's College of Engineering, Chennai, India. Today, I am here to discuss about dissolved component analyzers. The focus area of today's lecture includes the principle, construction, working and applications of dissolved oxygen analyzer, sodium analyzer and silica analyzer. Let's talk about dissolved oxygen analyzer. Dissolved oxygen is a key measure of water quality relied upon in various applications. In industrial water treatment, dissolved oxygen levels can be an indicator of water quality issues that lead to corrosion of equipments. In aquaculture, fish transport, and aquarium applications, dissolved oxygen is monitored to ensure that aquatic species have enough oxygen in their habitat to survive, grow, and reproduce. In municipal water treatment facilities, dissolved oxygen in wastewater is monitored during aeration water treatment processes. Measurement of oxygen dissolved in boiler feed water is very important to ensure that its content is minimum possible to avoid corrosion in metallic parts of the boiler, and this oxygen content can be controlled by adding hydrazine. As its change is a continuous dynamic process, the dissolved oxygen concentration needs to be accurately measured in real time. The principle behind the dissolved oxygen analyzer is that the amount of oxygen in a closed space above the water level at a constant temperature depends upon oxygen content in the water only and does not depend on the gas above the water. So, the measure of oxygen above the water level is the measure of dissolved oxygen in water. Let's see about the construction and working of dissolved oxygen analyzer. This device consists of different units named constant head tower W to maintain continuous flow of sample water into the instrument, the vessel B which maintains desired temperature suitable for measurement, orifice D that regulates flow at a slower rate, the scrubbing tower C which holds the water for certain amount of time by which oxygen is released from water, water seal E which directs the water to exit, electrolytic cell J which generates hydrogen, bubbler N which ejects the excess hydrogen. The recording section consists of thermal conductivity detector and associated equipments. All these units are arranged in a sequence to perform a specific task. About the working, the sample water flows from the constant head tower into the vessel which maintains the electrical element R1 and R2 at an even temperature. The water at a temperature passes through an orifice which regulates the flow to 400 cc per minute, then down to the scrubbing tower and out through the water seal. The space is a constant head tower and around the sensitive element R1 is filled with hydrogen generated by electrolytic cell and surplus gas is being ejected through the bubbler N. The sensitive element R1 forms one arm of Wheatstone bridge. The opposing arm of the bridge is element R2 which is sealed in an envelope filled with hydrogen and placed in vessel B so that compensation for any temperature changes can be done. Any oxygen in the water will be liberated in the scrubbing tower, resulting in a hydrogen oxygen mixture which will affect the thermal conductivity of R1. This unbalances the Wheatstone bridge and causes a recording on the recording instrument. By this way, you can able to measure the amount of oxygen present in the water. About the applications of dissolved oxygen measurement includes processes where the amount of oxygen affects a reaction rate of process efficiency or indicates an environmental conditions. Some important applications include wastewater treatment, wine production, bioreactions, environmental water monitoring, and boiler feed water. Now let's talk about sodium analyzer. Sodium analyzer. The water quality is critical to the efficiency and the performance of a steam generation plant and its associated equipments. Today, sodium concentration has become one of the most important index for water quality throughout the steam and water cycle in power plant. The measurement of sodium in steam before the superheater is a strong indication of possible corrosion in the superheater. It is understood that corrosion will occur only if sodium is present together with chlorides or hydroxide anions and not with sulfates. Chlorides and hydroxides are corrosive, not the sodium. This serves only as the carrier. Sodium analyzers are mainly used in thermal power plants for the determination of sodium ion concentration in the boiler water. This analysis is also helpful for the detection of leakage in the condenser. The leakage can be detected by measuring the concentration of sodium in steam and in the condensate. If the two measurements give the same value of sodium concentration, then that indicates the leakage in the condenser. The preparation of sample is very important in the analyzer. It has to be prepared well for the accurate measurement of ion under study. Let's see about the construction and the working of the sodium analyzer. Sodium analyzer consists of overhead tank for storing the sample, the standard solutions for calibrating the instrument, a three-way solenoid valves for allowing either sample or the standard solution, ammonia buffer for pH adjustments, reference and sodium ion specific electrodes for concentration measurement, amplifier and indicator. Normally, the electrodes measure the activity of ions, that is, the potential developed by the electrode is actually proportional to the logarithm of the ionic activity. The activity is a measure of free ions in the solutions, but our interest of study is to measure the concentration of the solution. So, to measure the concentration, the bound ions must be freed by adding reagents with it. The addition of reagents, it not only liberates the bound ions but also prevents the unwanted ions from entering ion measurement. The sodium selective electrode provides a good response in the measurement of sodium ion in buffered solutions having the pH value of about 10. This pH value could be achieved by adding ammonia buffer solution with the sample. The potential developed by the electrodes is amplified and can be visualized in display, which indicates the amount of sodium ions present in the sample. The next topic of interest is silica analyzer. So, when it comes to safety and efficiency of steam turbine and boiler in a power plant, the silica analyzer or silica becomes one of the most critical factors to be monitored. various compounds deposit on the turbine blade obviously. Of all these compounds, silica deposit can occur at lower operating pressures also. Therefore, the silica deposition is quite common in turbines than other types of deposits. Silica usually deposits in the intermediate pressure and low pressure sections of the turbine. These deposits are hard to remove, disturb the geometry of the turbine blades, and ultimately result in vibrations causing imbalance and a loss of output from the turbine. Another important area of concern as far as silica deposition is concerned is boiler tube. Silica scale is one of the hardest scale to remove, as you know. Because of its low thermal conductivity, a very thin silica deposit can reduce heat transfer between the steam and the flue gas, which reduces the efficiency, leads to an hotspot and ultimately ruptures. Because of all these issues, it is extremely important to closely monitor silica level by using online silica analyzers that can measure silica level to a ppm level. The instrument used to measure silica content is called a silicometer. It uses the calorimetric principle for the measurement. The sample is prepared for analyzing by adding ammonium molybdate solution, sulfuric acid, and a reducing solution with the sample. All the solutions are thoroughly mixed in the mixing vessel with the help of a stirrer, and the flow rate of each is controlled by valve which is placed on each inlet line. The inlet of mixing vessel and the measuring cuvette is maintained at the top to prevent the contamination by any solution from the previous analysis to avoid the interference with the next analysis. After preparing the sample, the measuring cuvette is filled with the sample and the reference cuvette is filled with the solution having known concentration of silica ions. The light source are allowed to pass both the measuring and the reference cuvettes. The transmitted light rays are detected by the photovoltaic cell. The output of the two photovoltaic cells drives the differential amplifier, and the amplified signal is read through the readout devices. In this, if both the reference solution and the sample have the same concentration of silica, the output of the differential amplifier is 0. If there are any deviation, it refers to the presence of silica in excess. So by this way, the amount of silica present in the boiler feed water can be measured. The main application of this unit is in power plants. The references: Handbook of Analytical Instruments by Kanpur, Process Measurement and Analysis by Liptak. Thank you.